Hi students, coming to the next topic in the subject cloud computing was service models. So in the previous videos I explained about the deployment models and the deployment models are the public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud and community cloud. And coming to the service models, the service models are the reference models on which the cloud computing is based. The cloud computing is completely based on these service models. With the help of the service models, they are providing the services to the customers. And these can be categorized into three basic service models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So here the cloud service models, whatever I said, the software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. So software as a service is acts as an end users. So it is connected to the end users. The end users applications delivery as a services rather than on-premises software. So here this software as a service consists of packaged software operating systems and application stack server storage networks. Whereas platform as a service is consisting of some application developers. The application developers are going to develop an applications by using the platform as a service, which is provided by the cloud. Here the application platforms are middleware as a service on which developers can build and deploy custom applications. So it consists of some operating systems and application stacks, server storage networks. And next is the infrastructure as a service. So the infrastructure as a service, so it is completely consisting of the hardware, the server storage networks and network architecture infrastructures. So here the computer storages or other IT infrastructure as service rather than as a dedicated capability. So rather than their own organization structure, infrastructure, the customers are using the services of infrastructure as a service, which is provided by the cloud. Now let us see this IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So this before going to know about this infrastructure as a service, let us just remember IaaS, PaaS and SaaS. Infrastructure as a service is just acts like a host, and whereas platform as a service is to build, and software as a service is to consume. Whatever it is built, it is consumed by the software as a service and it will be delivered to customer. Okay, so IaaS is a host, PaaS is to build and SaaS is to consume. So these three terms should be remembered so that you can clearly understand what exactly these three services are providing the services to the customer. So it provides some access to fundamental resources such as physical machines, virtual machines and virtual storage, etc. So some of the examples for IaaS is Amazon Web Services and GoGrid. And it also offers some of the services like virtual machine disk storage, virtual local area network, load balancers, IP addresses, software bundles. Now let us see whatever the IaaS offers, all these resources are available to end users via server virtualization. So the resources which is provided by the infrastructure as a service is available to end users. These resources are accessed by the customers as if they are own them. So when the customers own these resources, they can access. Okay, so this is also on based of their usage only, based on the demand. Based on the demand of the customer can own the resources which is provided by the infrastructure as a service. Here the organization use their own platforms and applications with a service provider infrastructure. Now let us see some of the key features of using the infrastructure as a service. Instead of purchasing hardware outright, users pay for IaaS on demand. So rather than buying their own equipment to perform the operations or to storages by the organization, rather than purchasing their own equipment, they will use the IaaS on demand. So that to users pay. So by paying some amount to the cloud, they are using infrastructure as a service on demand. Who are using? The organizations or the customers. Here the infrastructure is scalable depending on processing and storage needs. So scalable means based on the usage you can pay. If you are using less, you pay less. If you are using more, pay more, like that. So it is completely scalable depending on processing and storage needs. And next, let's see the issues that are facing by the infrastructure as a software. So here the first issue is it is completely compatible with a legacy security vulnerability. So means here infrastructure as a service offers the customers to run legacy softwares. So which provides the infrastructure to expose customers to all of the security vulnerabilities of such legacy software. So the main thing is the main issue is all the customers has to run legacy softwares if they are using the platform as a service. Next is a virtual machine sprawl. The virtual machine can become out of date with respect to the security updates. So whenever the security updates are there, automatically the virtual machines can become out of date. So the cloud providers had to provide some service that automatically update such virtual machines, but it is somewhat hard and complex to maintain this mechanism. So that is one of the issue. And robust of virtual machine isolation. So here the IAAS offers an isolated environment. Robust means IAAS, infrastructure as a service, offers an isolated environment. So to individual customers through hypervisors. And the next issue is data arrest practice. Data arrest practice means suppose whenever the customer using this cloud, okay, so whenever the customer releases the resources, the cloud provider must ensure that next customer to rent the resources does not observe data of previous customer. So whenever the customer releases the resources, the cloud provider has to take care about that the disk has to be erased perfectly. So these are the issues faced by this platform as a service.